Hello and welcome to VOS Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyu. Thank you so much for joining us today. On this episode of Red Carpet, we have Ethiopian girls breaking gender barriers through skating. Senegal's Biennale of African Contemporary Art returns to Dakar. And Angolan photographer Mauro Sergio takes us inside National Geographic's documentary Kwando. Let's get on with the show. And let's begin the show with some highlights of the latest entertainment news from around the world. Rwandan Scottish actor Nshuti Gatwa was recently announced as the lead star of British TV series Doctor Who, making him the first black actor to play the role of the time-traveling doctor. Gatwa, who was born in Rwanda, is best known for his role in the Netflix comedy series Sex Education.
In more film news, the Cannes Film Festival rolled out the red carpet last week as the Mediterranean port city filled up with cinema stars, festival goers and oglers for the 75th anniversary event, bringing buzz and glamour back to the resort destination. The festival opened with a screening of Michel Hazanavicius' zombie film Final Cut, and will also feature heavy hitters like Tom Cruise's Top Gun Maverick, bringing Cruise to the festival for the first time in 30 years, and Baz Luhrmann's Elvis biopic. Forest Whitaker will receive the festival's honorary Palme d'Or for lifetime achievement. The actor's production company is showing For the Sake of Peace, a documentary on the war in South Sudan. With the war in Ukraine hanging over the event, debates over the role of cinema during the times of violence dominated discussions. And still in film, following the now infamous slapping incident at the 2022 Academy Awards ceremony, several Will Smith-led projects have been halted as studios moved to distance their production from the controversy. One of the films rumored to have been shelved after Smith charged the stage and slapped comedian Chris Rock was Bad Boys 4. But Sony chairman Tom Roth said the film is still slated to star Will Smith and Martin Lawrence and remains in development. Bad Boys was released in 1995 and earned $141 million worldwide. Two sequels followed, Bad Boys 2, which earned $273 million in 2003, and Bad Boys for Life, which earned $426 million.
National Geographic just released a documentary in Angola called Kwando about an Angolan fisherman haunted by his past as a child soldier. We spoke with Mauro Sergio, an Angolan photographer who took part in the expedition alongside the young fisherman on one of Angola's few unexplored rivers. Sergio says one of the goals with this expedition is to create awareness about preserving the Kwando River ecosystem. Let's take a look.
Eu, estando aqui, me sinto mais livre.
Kwando tells Elia's story, and it also tells the story of how human beings interact with nature and how that relationship is important for all of us.
Não podemos falar de proteção.
We cannot talk about preserving those areas without making people aware of its existence.
Quais são os benefícios dessa...
How it functions, who lives there, and what are the benefits of keeping those areas untouchable without the harmful impact that we have been witnessing in the cities. When we talk about conservation, we usually talk about the flora and fauna, and we often ignore the presence and the necessity of having men and women there. From this step we gave with the documentary, we're going to look at ways of assuring that from now on, we have a conscious preserving plan.
Mauro Sergio was also featured in this documentary and is hoping to keep telling worthwhile stories about the Angolan people.
I'm still focused on finding stories that are worth telling about our people, our territory. I've been working also as a producer, producing these stories, but also trying to find contacts so these stories can be highlighted. This has been my main focus, more than getting the camera to shoot. I feel we need to tell our stories.
necessidade de nós contarmos as nossas histórias, porque
Because when we look at Angola, to what we are in terms of image records, we can consider ourselves virgin.
nós podemos nos considerar ainda virgem.
Importante para nós conservar esse território.
Some of late Ghanaian-American fashion designer Vajo Hablo's final creations will be on public display in New York in an expo that also confers further mystique to the lucrative world of specialty sneakers. Let's take a look.
Opening Saturday and running through the end of May, the show will present 47 customized Nike Air Force One sneakers designed by Hablo and assembled at Louis Vuitton's manufacturing facility in Venice. A barrier-breaking figure in fashion who rose to become Louis Vuitton's first black creative director, Hablo died in November at the age of 41 due to a rare form of cancer. A close associate of Kanye West, Hablo brought streetwear and a less elitist approach to the world of luxury.
Having been postponed in 2020 due to the global health crisis, Senegal's 14th Biennale of African Contemporary Art is underway in the capital Dakar, with some of the work inspired by the dark times endured over the past 2 years.
Senegalese artist Fally Sen Sao takes his inspiration from the chaotic street market outside his studio. But over 2 years of global health crisis, the view from his window has changed. His installation, now filling a 300-square-foot room at the 14th Dakar Biennale, includes collapsing buildings, skeletons hanging next to hybrid animals, and decaying waste that generates heat. It is an apocalyptic vision of what his neighborhood could become, inspired by what Saw observed as he waited through lockdowns.
In the meantime, I saw nature reacting on this. For example, spiders started weaving webs on houses, birds building their nests, even rainwater reacting. It created a tipping point. I said to myself, we are living at a tipping point. I said to myself that I was going to follow the news, because it is time that does the work. So that's why I created this chaotic world.
Expectations have been high for this year's Biennale, one of the continent's oldest large-scale celebrations of contemporary African art. Its return, having been postponed in 2020, is expected to attract 250,000 art lovers to the capital.
And now to some sports news. Even though skate culture is still new around the continent, in Ethiopia, the sport has found some unlikely new fans who are breaking gender barriers as they build a community of friends in a male-dominated sport. Red carpet visit Addis Skate Park in Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa.
We heard there was a free session for girls who can skate, to practice skate. So we heard about this and we came and we started liking the vibe.
In the center of Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa, a group of young girls link up on the weekends at this park to indulge in their newfound hobby, skating. But the girls say that this is less about competition and more about building a community of friends.
I saw it on the internet, and yeah, I came here and I'm stuck here, you know? I mean, not in a good way. It's awesome.
This is one of the first female-only skateboarding groups on the continent, and each Saturday the girls gather to share in the joys of what many say is still a male-dominated sport.
I get to meet my girls and skate with them and have lunch and laugh around. It's just fun. That's the one day that makes me happy.
You get skating sessions and friendship and family. That's the best.
Skating is still a new sport in Ethiopia. The first official skating park was opened less than a decade ago on the grounds of a government youth center in Addis Ababa. 24-year-old Sosina Chala started the Ethio Skater Girls community through social media. She was surprised at the amount of enthusiasm among the young girls who responded.
It's not just about skateboarding. It's about like friendship, it's about the family,
It's about, when it comes to girls and women, we have our own things, that we can't explain to the rest of the community. So it's about that.
Sosi is a self-taught skateboarder who started off by using a piece of wood and some plastic bottles after watching boys in her neighborhood. She later joined Ethioskate, a local non-profit that supports skateboarders in the country.
Till I started this program, no one was including girls into the skateboarding. So I just come up with an idea, I can build another community. My friends who works at Desta Skateboards, they help me with the materials that I can start with Ethiopian Skate. So I officially giving skateboarding lesson in this park is 1 year and 7 months and above probably. But before that, I was giving skateboarding lesson on the street around 2.5 years.
For many of these girls, skating has empowered them to be more confident and to meet other like-minded people.
It made me happy and it changed my life in a way that I did not expect it to, because a lot of people think it's just, it's just a board and it's just wheels, but it's more than that. It's the feeling, the fear that you overcome every push you take.
Yeah, the thing we're doing now, it's a role model for other girls to join this society, to be member of this. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna be role models.
It can be hard to be a pioneer in a sport of this nature, especially in a traditional society like Ethiopia. But that did not bother nor deter Chala.
Skateboarding is not that much accepted in here, especially when it comes to women and girls. The goal is to be included, the rest of the girls to be included in the sport, to have our own parks, to support the girls who can, who is working and learning. As a woman, as a girl, we needed to be supported in different ways. So that's the goal.
You're watching Red Carpet on the Voice of America, and we'll close the show with some more sports news. An annual surf competition was held on Liberia's coast in a fishing town that is gaining worldwide recognition for the quality of its waves. Let's take a look.
Surfers flocked to the beaches of a Liberian fishing town at the weekend. This is Robert Port, the epicenter of the West African country's increasingly popular surfer culture. It is also garnering global attention for its high-quality waves. At the weekend, the town's annual surf competition was held. Among attendees, South African surfer and entrepreneur Andy Davis.
What you have in Roberts Port is up there with the top in the world, and I hope this place gets to grow and develop through surfing.
Liberia has struggled through years of conflict and health crises. Indeed, surfing was first introduced to Roberts Port by aid workers. They would catch waves while local kids watched from the beach and later gave lessons. Musa Shannon, a businessman and former soccer player who had fled the country with his family, returned 14 years ago to open the Nana Lodge on the beach.
Surf has been good to us. It's given us a lot of notoriety. It's brought a lot of attention. It's brought a lot of international recognition. Most importantly, it's giving the young people of Roberts Port an opportunity to express themselves in a sport that they never knew before.
62 competitors entered the competition. Some, like Roberts Port resident Morris, walked early in the morning, sorting fish before taking part. He went on to win, claiming a $100 prize, while the victor in the junior competition took home $25.
Thank you so much for joining us today on VOA's Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. For more entertainment news, remember to check us out at voaafrica.com, or you can connect with us on all social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube, where you can watch our videos. Remember to like, share, and of course, subscribe. Until next time, goodbye everyone.